So I've been at this for quite a while and gone from a real basic pool to doing what we're doing now, which is really unique in the market and really unique in the world because it's a hybrid, it's a cross vinyl to gunite pool. And what I had to do is take a really good look at myself and say, how long can I do this? How long have I done this? How long do I want to do this? And for me, I realized because the way that I built my company, I needed to be a part of it and want to be a part of it. So I'm working on the business and in the business at the same time, but I love being in the business. And what I realized many, many years ago was the company that I was building was not scalable. It wasn't something that we could magically build 100, 200, 500,000 pools a year. Didn't want that, didn't want anywhere close to that. What I wanted to do was design, build, and be in it. Be right there at every point of the project, in it, wheeling concrete, carving stuff, setting boulders, I wanted to be in it. And that was a choice I made. Now, smart business, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Yeah, it would have been easier to just hire that all and sub it out and do a bunch of projects. But my decision was, I want to do this. I want to be in it. I want to be a part of it. I want to be, I wanted it to be a part of me and I was a part of it. So having done that, I realized I have a limited number of things that I can do and a limited number of years, because at some point I knew physically it'd be pretty difficult for me to keep up the pace. Well, over the last couple of years in doing the types of projects we're doing, it allowed me to go, how long do I want to do this? Realistically, in this incarnation of what it is, how long can I physically do this before I have to think about doing it another way? And by doing that, and of course hearing the chirping from people saying, well, retirement and blah, 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 and realizing that I'm nowhere near that, nor would I ever want to retire. But I had to take a good hard look of how long do I think I could physically do this. And when I did that, I put a 10-year window, and I said, okay, I'm this age now, in 10 years, here's where I'm at. It makes sense. If I did this for 10 more years, then what's next? Well, when I did that, I realized, geez, we do 5 to 7 projects a year based on how we're doing this. I simply did the math, and I picked 6 and said, if I did 6 pools a year for the next 10 years, that's 60 projects left in my lifetime. Think about that. If you knew there was a definitive amount of the whatever you do or however that type of thing you do, how would you act differently? And what I realized too was, if we're doing 6 at this level now, the projects are escalating and getting bigger and they're getting more complex and they're getting more fun, then the number is probably going to go down. So realistically, maybe 4 projects a year. But I settled on, okay, 6 projects a year, 10 years, 60 swimming pools left in my career. What would I do if I had, what would you do if you had 60 left? And ultimately though, I think what I did is I said, all right, 60 is probably too many, 40 might be too few. I think I landed on 50 and said, I'll use that as the benchmark. I'll build 50 more pools and then we'll figure out what's next. Well, when I did that, what that allowed me to do is say, why would I take anything that I didn't absolutely love to do? And that's how I went down that road of only doing what I absolutely love to do. Because think about it for you. If you had 50 more of the thing, whatever the thing is you do, to do in your lifetime, why would you compromise and do less? Why would you take a job that you weren't sure that you were going to love? Why would you work for a customer that you couldn't fall in love with? Why would you do something for someone who just had money but was passionless and didn't care much about anything? I could tell you, when I put that limit on me and I said 50 pools more, I realized that I will only do what I love to do. And that changed everything. That shifted my entire focus in terms of how we select and do what we do. Because with 50 left, why would I give anyone away? Knowing that as that number gets smaller, as the supply gets smaller and the demand gets larger, that just puts me in an amazing position. And you know what? After the 50, who knows what happens next? Maybe I start over. Or maybe there's a whole nother thing. It doesn't matter. Right now, it's that 50. There's not even 50 left, knowing what I've built since then. But that was a number that I settled on. And that changed how I focus forward in terms of how would select you as a customer, because it's equally as much about me selecting you as it is about you selecting me to build for me to build for you, or for me to build for you. It's a selection process both ways, and if it doesn't work 100% perfectly, why do it?
So